Jeff Jolly.
A rookie driver will be next in car number 16 from Kensington in the Chambrello Motorsports car. The driver is Nicole Chambrello.
The Don's Home Improvement number 36 starts next. From Preston, Connecticut, keep your eye on the Don and Mike Cody car. It is Billy McNeil, car number 36.
Then it will be car number 9, the driver from Stafford. Here is Matt Davis in the Davis Motorsports car.
Car number 29 will be starting scratch out of Brewster, New York. The Lazy Moose Lodge Heritage Propane car for Tracy Bayer.
Then it will be car number 72 from Vernon, who is elected to start at the rear of the field. That is Brian Iwaniuk from Middletown in the Middletown Ceramic Tile and K&W car.
Keep your eyes on the number 8 car for David Comeau out of Palmer, Mass. as well. These are the Dare stocks. Wheel and lights are off on the safety vehicle at the point. It'll dive to the center of the infield on the starter stand, staring them down as we are about to go green, and it is car number 5 out in front. Andrew Marchese. Look at that, Matt. They're already 3 wide in the front pack of cars.
And the winner of that battle was Johnny Walker. He has moved all the way to second. So you talk about some upward mobility. Johnny Walker is second, and following him to the front of the field is Jeff Jolly.
And that's not all. Car number 3 is also coming to the front of the class. That is the 3 of Ryan Fearn. Started back in 11th. In less than half a mile, he's up to 4. Behind him, the Coelho cars. And here comes the 36 machine of Billy McNeil. McNeil muscles his way on the bottom. He's challenging for the 6th spot. Latoile is a factor with car number 33 as they rumble deep into turn number 3. They're starting to settle in, Matt, and this is just the beginning. But car number 5 for Andrew Marchese is the leader of the pack.
And Latoile is able to crowbar his way underneath the 53 of Allison Coelho. Also, Comeau trying to move up as he gets past Brendan Michael. At the front of the field is Andy Marchese looking for his first career win. Making a move, Ryan Fearn, car number 3, as he is starting to torment the back bumper of the Jeff Jolly car.
There's no question about it. Fearn is looking racy tonight. The color red rages among the top 4 cars. He's running in the tire tracks of Jolly. Thinks twice of it. Nice move to the bottom. No, it doesn't happen. The door suddenly closes. Jolly still on the podium. Here comes Fearn, Matt, as they muscle their way down to turn 3.
3rd and 4th could fit inside a milk bottle. A little love tap to the back bumper of the Jolly car, and that might have deprived Ryan Fearn some of his momentum. So they springboard their way off the corner. It's Marchese in front, looking for his first ever Dare Stock win, but he is going to have to hold off the guy who finished second into the points a year ago, Johnny Walker, who now is making a move on the bottom of the track.
The last time we were here at Stafford, the 5 car had an engine catch fire as it let go. Tonight, it is like fire at the front of the field, but Walker is all over his back bumper. Good battle still going on for the 3rd spot. Jolly leaves the door open. And down at turn 3, we've got 2 cars involved in a skirmish. The 16 of Nicole Chambrello is among the cars involved, and the 29 of Tracy Bayer. So that is going to bring out the yellow. Tim Bennett on the starter's stand, along with Josh Manfredo. 3 cars are considered accidents cars. 29 and the 16 are among those accident cars.
So while we have a little break in the action, we would like to wish a happy birthday to one of our officials here at Stafford Motor Speedway. This is from the crew of RH2-Way Radio's Rich Keeter. So Rich Keeter celebrating a birthday today, and I talked to him. He didn't tell me that, but happy birthday to Rich Keeter. There is a gray Volkswagen Jetta in the parking lot with its lights on. Connecticut registration 367 RWL. 367, R for right, W for wrong, L for left your lights on.
And we just received some additional information out of Brewster, New York. The driver of car number 29, his first name is Trace, even though it's spelled with an E on the end. We had previously called it Tracy, but it is actually Trace is the driver of the number 29 car.
Like that country western singer.
That's correct. So, if you've just joined us, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. We remind you our food concession stands are open. Stop down just beneath the broadcast tower and say hello to the girls down there. They've got plenty of great food items prepared just the way you like them. Those sausages, they are absolutely delicious, and the chicken tenders and fries are among Matt and my favorites. So, head on down there and say hello to those nice girls. They'll be more than glad to help you out to tantalize those taste buds a bit. We remind you that here at Stafford, Napa Auto Parts is the official sponsor of racing action. You can visit Napa Auto Parts online at napaonline.com. And as you look inside the front page of the Souvenir program here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, it lists all of the faithful supporters, your local Napa Auto Parts stores. So as you head into one of those stores to buy your parts, and you should, make sure you tell them you heard about it right here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. The green is back out, Matt, and they are on their way. 4 cars bump drafting as they head down into turn number 1, and car number 5, Andrew Marchese, is holding on. But it's by inches. The battle is on, and Johnny Walker is looking racy at the front of the field.
Boy, look at that. The top 4 cars could fit inside a marshmallow. There is nothing soft about the move of Andy Marchese. Goes up high, might create a 3-wide situation as he drifts up high. Walker stays with him, and trying to make a move on the bottom is Jeff Jolly.
Jeff Jolly continues to try to muscle his way. 3-wide action as they head down the back straightaway. Jolly sees some daylight on the bottom. Now throw Billy McNeil and Fearn into this mix. 5 cars contending up front. Jolly becomes leader number 2. Marchese has to settle for second. Here comes Walker, high, wide, and handsome on the outside.
Boy, it is like the 2 of Jolly had some Red Bull in the gas tank as he is able to blister his way in front. Marchese pulls away from Walker for second, but Bill McNeil, the veteran, rookie driver, only in name only, has been around the block a few times in almost every track in the state. He is contending for the top 3.
No question about it. He moves to the inside of Walker, and car number 33, Latoile, has come from the 10th position to muscle his way to contend among the top 4 cars. Walker shifts back to 5, now make it 6. Here comes Fearn. He's all over the 33 as they head down into turn number 3. Jolly had a disappointing run on the first Friday night of 2014, but he is back and looking stronger than ever, Matt, as the leader of the pack.
Best battle on the track is a little deeper between Fearn and Johnny Walker, and Johnny Walker can't stay with Ryan Fearn. Now a man on the move is Frank Latoile Jr. in car number 33 as he is closing in on Bill McNeil. So they ramble off the 4th corner. It is still Jeff Jolly in command. It's been a long time between victory speeches for Jeff Jolly, and he is leading by about the length of a bulldozer over the 5 car of Marchese.
Marchese is still holding off. Oh, Billy McNeil gives him a tap to the bumper as Marchese's car did a little stutter step. Here comes Latoile. Challenge is for 3rd. Marchese settle back into 2nd. McNeil on the gas, a little bit sideways. They come together like 2 cymbals in an orchestra, and Latoile makes the magic and moves into the 3rd spot. Latoile, car 33, is heading to the front, Matt, and here comes Fearn, the number 3 car, following him through.
As McNeil goes high, and that gives Fearn the room he needs to get into 4th place. Frank Latoile is on a mission as he tries to derail the 5 of Marchese. Marchese going high up the track and taking advantage of the opening as he plows his way into 2nd place is Frank Latoile.
12 of the 15 laps are now into the record books. Latoile moves into 2nd. Billy McNeil gets a 2nd win. He moves up to the 4th spot. Here comes Fearn down underneath the white 33 of Latoile. This time off turn number 4. 2 laps to go, 1 mile left in the competition. All of a sudden, car number 8 is moving to the front of the field as well. David Comeau started back in the 12th spot. He's among the top 5 cars, Matt. It's not over with yet. 13 laps and counting in the first feature of the night.
David Comeau was a winner the last time we were here, but the best battle is for 2nd and 3rd. That is a war between Frank Latoile and Ryan Fearn. It seems every time Ryan Fearn plays bumper tag, he loses his momentum. Now Jeff Jolly is in the spotlight as he rabble-rouses his way out of turn number 4. Jeff Jolly with an opposing lead over the rest of the field.
He's shown his talent in seasons past. He's looking to do it again. The Casa Grande Builders number 2 car. Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4 on TSI Harley-Davidson night, the Dare Stock winner will be Jeff Jolly. Latwell will finish in second, Fearn to finish in third, and rounding out the top 4 will be the 36 of McNeil, followed by Comeau in 5, unofficially Walker in the 6th spot, Branden Michael in the 7th spot, Alexandra Fearn in the 8th spot, Marchese in the 9th spot, and then the 2 Coelho cars will round out the top 11.
Well, Randy Marchese dominated early, but there was a little 3-wide situation that Jeff Jolly was able to take advantage of, and he just rocketed his way into the lead. So the opportunity was there, and it was one of those things, Ben, he didn't even have time to think. He just had to go, and he did, and he will wave to the crowd. Jeff Jolly got a new fire suit. He said if that didn't work, he didn't know what he was going to do. Well, he is the best dressed driver in victory lane tonight as he chalks up a win in feature number 1. He had gotten off to a rough start on opening weekend. He was 8th. Last time out, he was 4th. And this time, he goes to the front of the class.
He certainly does. They are in Napa Victory Lane. We remind you that nobody knows it better than Napa Know-How at your local Napa Auto Care Center. Down in the winner's circle, Jeff Jolly back on top of his game. He'll be getting out of his race car in just a moment. Coming up next will be the limited late model feature of that. Contingency partners for the limited late models include DMS, Racing Photos, On Time Accounting, New England Racing Fuels, and Rad Auto Machine. If you've just joined us, we time trials the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour cars, and we'll recap those times for you in just a moment.
Okay. All right, I'm down. Check.
And now we head down to Napa Victory Lane, where Kelly Lamisa out of Bolton, Connecticut, will be interviewing our top 3. Kelly?
All right, I'm down here with Jeff Jolly. You had a stellar lead the majority of the race. Who would you like to thank for the win?
Oh, gosh, there's so many people. First of all, Rick and Corey Casagrande and Casagrande Motorsports for giving me this car. Great car today. Rick, Corey, Tim D'Amico, my crew chief, for setting it up. BFR Chassis, Rad Auto Machine for great horsepower. Can't thank them enough. Like I said, Casagrande Builders, Casagrande Motorsports, Ameriprise Financial, everybody on the team, Tim, Kyle, Hosey, Derek, Troy, everybody that helps out. Can't thank them enough.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with second place, Frank Latoile Jr. Who would you like to thank?
What was that? Yeah, it was a good race. I had nothing for this 2, and the 3 was right on me. He had a little more horsepower than me tonight, but I just got to thank all my sponsors, Comeau, Duane, Minuteman Press, Jet Electric, Zeke's Pump Service. There's tons of them. David Auto Machine in East Windsor. If I forgot you, I'll get you next week, as I said last week. But thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, I'm here with Ryan Fearn. Who would you like to thank for your place today?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Safeco Foam, A-Crane Construction, Rad Auto Machine, Independent Race Wheel. I also want to thank all my crew. They're the best crew here, in my opinion, but, you know, they are the best crew anyways. But I also got to thank my mom for, you know, letting me race, because my mom's pretty protective of me and all that stuff. I also got to thank all my competitors in Stafford and Napa, and congratulations to Jeff Jolly on his win today.
All right, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. In the winner's circle, Jeff Jolly, very deserving of the victory and the top 3 finishers. NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, Bobby Santos set fast time, 18.327. Eyes on the driver of car number 4, American Sleeve Bearing, is the sponsor of the Stafford Springs, Connecticut driver. Car 4 for Cliff Saunders.
This driver is off to a great start with a first and second place finish. In car number 88 from Indian Orchard, Mass, Provost Motorsports brings us Duane Provost.
John's Home Improvement brings us to 36 out of Willamette, Connecticut for Kelsey Rotino.
Then it will be 87, a driver from Manchester in the Surdell Motorsports and Jam Motorsports sponsored car, R.J. Surdell.
Then it's the Vesta equation number 00 out of Bristol, Connecticut for Joe Nogiec. That is our starting lineup for this, our second feature event.
So if that number 87 looks familiar to you, the owner of that car is Joey Farino, the mayor, who will be we will be seeing him later on in the SK Lights.
Well, we already mentioned the contingency sponsors, but we'll mention them again. They are as follows for the limited late model DMS Racing Photos, On Time Accounting, New England Racing Fuels, Sunoco, and Rad Auto Machine. We salute those for being so supportive of our limited late model competitors. The green is out, and Paul Arute looked like he was shot out of a cannon as he just blistered his way by the competition, and the neon and black number 82 is at the front of the field. Look a little further back, Matt. We've got Austin Bessette threading the needle through traffic. He's a factor. They're just starting to settle in with only one lap into the record books.
A sluggish start for Jesse Hines. He started on the pole, and now he is in jeopardy of fading to fourth because Storm and Norman Sears is on the outside of him. They bullet their way down the backstretch, and it is two drivers surgically attached to each other, Hines and Sear getting the lunge off of turn number 3.
The color yellow emerges in the third spot. Here comes Hines. He's down low on the inside. They almost come together as they cross the stripe this time. Leader of the pack, Paul Arute, looking more than just racy tonight. He looks like he is the guy to catch if you're going to be on the podium here tonight. Here comes Sears moving into that third spot again. Hines is right there with him like days of old, Matt. They're side by side and wheel to wheel.
And a little farther back is David Arute in car number 28 as he looks to maneuver his way through the field. Everybody getting around the 87 of R.J. Surdell, but a car goes around between turns 1 and 2.
Looks like Joe Nogiec with the 00 car is the car that is spun right in the apex of turns 1 and 2. And he does get it fired back up.
But for how long?
Oh, it looks like it's going to go, and we are still under green. 4 of the 20 circuits into the record books. Paul Arute wasted no time. When the green flag dropped, he quickly went to the outside and just pulled away. He leads him off turn number 4. Meanwhile, still setting in second. The 04 machine for Albert Saunders started 4th on the grid. Up to the third spot. Sears started with that 71 car back in the 8th position, Matt, and we've got a side-by-side battle for position number 4.
On the outside is Jesse Hines, but taking advantage of the situation is Bessette as he is able to roll his way underneath the 24. So does Andrew Hayes. And now David Arute is going to try the same tactic against Jesse Hines.
There's no question about it. It's good racing wherever you look. Remember, David Arute is one of those drivers that likes to come on strong right about the halfway point, lap number 10. That's when he starts to, well, maneuver his way to the front of the class. He'll be a guy to contend with when the checkered flag comes out. But up front, still Paul Arute setting a blistering pace as the leader of the pack. Fastest car on the racetrack is Austin Bessette, car number 64. He's up to the 4th spot. Very talented young man as he is in position number 4, looks to challenge your 3rd place car of Sears, and another strong run for Andrew Hayes with car number 9, Matt.
Yeah, he tries to make a move against Austin Bessette. There goes Sears to the outside of Albert Saunders. Let's see if he has a stamina to make it work as they blast their way off the corner. Albert Saunders, who had 2 wins a year ago, almost 3 wide. It is 3 wide on the first straightaway, and the survivor of that is Norm Sears.
No question about it. Austin Bessette, not only is he the fastest car on the racetrack, 22.123. Last time by, he moves on the podium. And look who's coming to the front of the class as well. David Arute up to 5. We are going to go to lap number 10, and that means that it is time for David Arute to hit that button, and this is where he scientifically will be coming to the front of the field. But his brother, Paul Arute, is way out in front, literally in a zone of his own.
Another guy to keep an eye on is Duane Provost, who is currently running 6th, right behind David Arute. Remember, he has a 1st and a 2nd place finish in his resume so far this season. But leading by about the length of the George Washington Bridge is Paul Arute. What a move by Bessette as he is able to cannonball his way underneath here, and Hayes is about to accomplish the same thing.
Austin Bessette showing it's no fluke as he comes to the front of the field, started in the 5th spot, is up to 2nd. The gap is about, well, we'll call it half a turn between 1st and 2nd. Paul Arute looking for that victory. Long overdue. He had a fast race car the last time we were here, and unfortunately, he was not able to finish the event. Today, he's the leader, 12 and counting. Paul Arute looking for that big victory in 2014. Austin Bessette is closing up the gap, but ever so slowly. Up to 3rd, Matt, it is Andrew Hayes with car number 9.
And here comes David Arute trying to crowbar his way underneath that 71 car, Norman Sears, and he is able to squeeze his way into the top 4. So David Arute is on a mission, and right now Sears is able to get his spot back, but it looks like the leverage belongs to David Arute. Paul Arute has a pair of 9th place finishes so far this year, and that lead is starting to shrivel. It looks like Austin Bessette is starting to do some damage at car number 64.
Well, from the starter stand, Tim Bennett gives him the high 5, meaning 5 circuits to go. Last time by, Arute turned a time of 22.729. Bessette's time on the same lap was 22.277.
Boy, that's about a half a second quicker for Austin Bessette. Let's see if he can use it to his advantage. As they strut across the line, within handshaking distance, is Austin Bessette, as he is crazy glued to the back bumper of the Arute car, looking for room down low, and Paul Arute slams the door.
There's no question about it. Paul Arute wants this victory, but Austin Bessette is a huge factor as well. He reels him in, a little cat and mouse, like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Arute still brings it back to the line. 2 cars running his tire tracks, Austin Bessette and Andrew Hayes. Nose to tail, off turn 2, down the backstretch, Matt. It's still Paul Arute, 17 and counting.
Top 3 cars can fit inside a sleeping bag. Here comes Bessette, looking for some elbow room. Can opener's way, rides over Paul Arute's car. He is on the sidelines. So trouble for Austin Bessette as he just climbed over the 82 car. Paul Arute is fighting for 3rd. Now he gets hammered by Duane Provost, sending Paul to the wall.
Well, it is a heartbreaking situation. The man that led the most laps in this limited late model feature event, Paul Arute, apparently something, a tire or something getting cut down, as the number 82 car, which had such a great run, again, if it wasn't for bad luck, he would have no luck at all. Austin Bessette, the same story there. Fastest car on the racetrack, was coming through traffic like a hot knife through butter, and unfortunately, car number 64, the damage is a cut right front tire. And Matt, you've pointed it out before, these competitors don't have the luxury of having a crew on pit road or the opportunity to head back to the paddock area and change a tire.
Nope,
heartbreaking situation for Austin Bessette.
We saw he and the 82 come together as he climbed over the 82 car. Then there was all kinds of action, and it ended with the 24 Hines making contact with the 82 car. So Paul Arute's car is being attended to by the wrecker, and what a wild situation with 2 laps to go. And our new leader, Andrew Hayes. So the driver who represents as Nuntuck Community College in Enfield has the lead. Well, with 2 laps to go, we are ready for the 3 most exciting words in motorsports.
Green, white, checker.
To determine the winner of our 20-lap limited late model feature.
Well, you know, we talked about Bessette being the fastest car. 22.123 was the fastest lap turned among the first 18 circuits. But the one that's going to count the most will be the final two. 1 mile left in the competition. Hayes has done a great job as he started the event in the 7th starting spot. And just as we predicted, David Arute started in 9th. At lap number 10, he was starting to pick them off one at a time. He is going to be tough to beat on this start.
Yeah, and the one thing Andrew Hayes has to be careful of is the crossover move from David Arute. Remember the first time he won, he executed a crossover move, and he is one of the few limited late model drivers who has been able to do that.
And all of this tonight is being brought to you by your friends at TSI Harley-Davidson. Remember, if you're in the market for a Harley, or you want to tune up that old Harley, or you just want to check out the new inventory or some of the best in old inventory that looks and runs like new, it's TSI Harley-Davidson, Connecticut's oldest and nicest, I might add, Harley-Davidson dealership located in Ellington, Connecticut. Tell them you heard about it right here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. So it looks like we are the Family Ford of Enfield safety crew is still working between 1 and 2 as Paul Arute's car, very severely damaged, will be brought back down to the center of the infield. Real heartbreaker for him. This is the 2nd time this season that he has been running so strong up front, and unfortunately things just didn't work in his favor. Last Saturday night I was watching the races at the Waterford Speed Bowl, sat in the grandstand next to a gentleman who happened to be Austin Bessette's dad, and had the opportunity to see Austin and his dad and Austin's little brother and their family and how they reacted and so forth with it. And I want to tell you something. This kid is a class act. He's a good little race car driver, and just it was nice to see a family so enthused and excited over racing.
And David Arute, now a regular at Waterford, driving a mini stock.
Yes, did a good job, too.
Yes. Now, we have a big day coming up here at Stafford Speedway on Saturday morning, June 28th. It'll be the annual track walk for Racing Against Cancer. It will be held Saturday, June 28th from 10:30 to 12:30. All the money raised will be going for the Champions for Charities event, representing Racing Against Cancer. So if you want to be a part of our track walk, and I know so many people who have participated in the past, all you have to do is go to the Stafford website, www.staffordspeedway.com, and you can register, get your friends to sponsor you, and raise as much money for Racing with Cancer as you can. It is a great cause. It is a great time. You will have a lot of fun to walk on the same track where so many superstars have competed at over the years.
We've also got a lot to tell you about the bowl for Troy Russell, but right now it's back to racing action. Tim, with the snap of the wrist, gives him the green, and Hayes was right on top of his game, but so wasn't David Arute. Hayes guards the inside lane. Here comes Arute down the back straightaway. Hayes is out in front. Arute's car does a little caffeine twitch, Matt, and all of a sudden Sears moves into the runner-up spot.
So Sears is able to cruise his way underneath David Arute, and now he is on the attack. White flag is out. One more time around. Good recovery by David Arute as he is able to blast his way underneath Norm Sear. So David Arute has climbed into second. Does he have enough time to catch the 9 of Andrew Hayes?
Clock is ticking. He heads off turn number 4. Andrew Hayes has done his homework. It'll pay off with a victory in the limited late models. David Arute to finish in second. Norm Sears to finish among the top 3. Duane Provost, a good comeback for 4th, and Cliff Saunders to round out the top 5.
His twin brother Albert finishes 6th. Glenn Bartowski, the veteran from Manchester, finishing 7th. Jesse Hines holds on for 8th. Kelsey Rattino, a top 10 runner. Bill McNeil in 9th, and in 10th, or that is Kelsey Rattino, and Justin Branden in 10th. Then it was Joe Nogiec, followed by Paul Arute in 12th. In 13th, Austin Bessette, and in 14th, Robert Surdell. So it's Andrew Hayes to get his first win of the year, as he was in the right place at the right time. As the co-leaders got together, Paul Arute and Austin Bessette, and when the sparks cleared, It was Andrew Hayes in the lead, and he was able to hold off David Arute on a green-white checker to get that first win of the year. So a good start of the season for Andrew Hayes. He was 5th on opening weekend, 4th 2 weeks ago, and he has done even better tonight with his first victory of the season in the Asnuntuck Community College number 9 car. So he is getting ready to climb out of the car, and a great run as when opportunity found itself, he was able to take advantage of it, as maybe he didn't have the fastest car for the entire 20 laps, but in a 2-lap showdown and in a 2-lap duel for the dollars, he was able to complete the mission.
You know, we also want to mention our friends from Napa Auto Parts. We'll be telling you a lot about those in just a moment. We salute tonight our Napa stores, Bloomfield, Connecticut, at 1020 Blue Hills Avenue in Bloomfield, Connecticut. In Belchertown, Mass, the Napa Auto Parts store located on Federal Street. We salute you as well. And in Southwick on College Highway program. We salute those 4 stores for their special visit with us for tonight's presentation.
So let's go to Victory Lane. Connor Sullivan is standing by with our winner.
Mr. Opportunity himself, Andrew Hayes, taking advantage of all the action on the track for a big, big victory.
Yeah, you know, I just saw them get together. They were coming off of 4, and I just saw my opportunity to get to the bottom, so I took it. And unfortunately, the caution came out in the last 2 laps there, but we were all able to hold them off at the end.
Who would you like to thank for getting you to Napa Victory Lane?
Total Protection Security Systems, On Point Connections, Signorama, Asnuntuck Community College are a huge help. Local 3059, my dad, my Uncle Bob, my friend Chris, my friend Mark, my brother, my mom, everyone who helps out in the car. It's a big help.
All right, that's Andrew Hayes. First win of the season, 2nd of his career in the limited late models. As we move. All right, got our 2nd place finisher, David Arute, here, and definitely looked like a bit of an action-packed night out there on the track, to say the least.
Yeah, it was good. The car was a little tight all night because of the tour rubber. I got to thank my crew guys, Rick, Mike, Steve, Wendy, Felicia, Tom, everyone on the crew that's been helping out. I got to thank my sponsors, Nichols College, check them out, USA Hauling, Sunoco, of course Napa, and all the fans that came out, even though the weather wasn't that great. True race fans came out tonight.
All right, that's David Arute's 2nd place finisher, and we'll bring in our 3rd place man, Norm Sears. Talk about your night out there.
Oh, what a night. We got a couple rounds of practice in today, and we've been struggling, messing with some brake issues. All the guys, we worked on the car tonight, put new tires on it. Worked out pretty good. We got 3rd. We got some money in the bank this week to cover the cost of tires. I got to thank On Time Accounting, Bob Tails, Sears and Son Landscaping. It's a good night. Barry from FRC. Thanks, guys.
All right, Norm Sears, congratulations on the podium finish. We'll send it back to the tower for the SK Lights.
Then it will be car number 28, the Hammer from Talon. In the Heyman Motorsports car, Rich Hammond.
Car number 98 is up next. Watch this talent. The Jean-Guy Poulin Drywell D&D Auto Works Dell's Vinyl Siding Car. From Prospect, Connecticut, car number 98 for Nick Salva.
This driver was one of the fastest in practice in car number 29 from Brooklyn in the Darren's Electrical Service and Dawn's Designs Hair Salon car. The driver is Dylan Menditto.
The Shark Cycle Polaris Victory motorcycle number 1 is up next from Stafford Springs, Connecticut. The driver is Bob Charland.
This driver had a feature article written about him on the Stafford website in car number 3 from East Hampton in the Industrial Handling Systems and Lift Truck Parts and Service car. Here is Jeff Beaujolais.
In the 9th starting spot, they call him the Old War Horse. He's been to Victory Lane. From Vernon, Connecticut, car number 79 for Glenn Griswold.
This driver has also been to Victory Lane in car number 25. In the DC Rental and Hines Motorsports car, the driver is Tyler Hines.
Car number 31 is up next. The NJK Automotive David Smith racing car from Newtown, Connecticut for Stephen Kopsick.
Car number 21, Chris Gambos, Branden Dion in the 04, Jeremy Sorel in the 77, DJ Burnham in the 54, Jay Goff in the 07, Podium Paul French in the 76, Robert Palmer in the 46, and Joey Farino in car number 87.
Wesley Prucker wastes no time at all, but Nick Salva's coming to the front of the field. Look at him. Great move to the inside. He'll challenge for the lead. They are 3 wide, and we have a scramble.
Todd Dulac went around, and drivers made contact with him. I think Beaujolais got the worst of that, and then there was a traffic jam behind the 16 of Dulac.
And one of the heartbreakers of the night has to be the number 07 machine for Jay Goff. He just can't get a break at all in 2014 as that car sets around backwards just to the left of the Sunoco markings. Other cars involved. And car number 31, Stephen Kopsick among those cars as well. The 45 machine had a victory. Matt was there to witness the excitement of all of that for Robert Palmer. He's off to a tough start tonight. Charland's number 1 car set stranded. We can see him from our vantage point as he is about ready to get out of his car. And we remind you that the Autograph Alley, which is a new location, which is next to the novelty booth, has drivers from the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. So if you'd like to go down and get your pit stopper program autographed or get something autographed, it is now taking place. Your favorite drivers from the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour are signing autographs in Autograph Alley at a brand new location, which is next to the novelty booth. Matt?
Now, officially, there were 9 cars of the 19 involved in that skirmish. So it was Todd Dulac in the 16, Bob Charland in the 1, the 54 of DJ Burnham. The 21 car was involved. Also, the 07 of Jay Goff. The 31 of Steve Kopsick has been pointed out. Jeff Beaujolais. And also the 45 of Robert Palmer. So those were the cars that were involved. Christopher Gambos in car number 21 also involved. So there were the 9 that was involved in the skirmish, and that pretty much involved about half the field, only 10 survivors.
Well, a very tough situation taking place. If you have just joined us again, we welcome each and every one of you. We have a happy birthday going out to Lori Davis today, celebrating a birthday. Mark Arute will be celebrating a birthday on Monday. And from our starter stand, Josh Manfredo is also going to be celebrating a birthday.
Well, so, how do you know all this stuff?
I'm just psychic is what it is.
I've always suspected that.
Want to remind you that next Friday night we do it all over again. Joining us for Friday night is Stafford's late models as they take center stage to a 60-lap Extra Mart Extra D feature event. Not only will the late model drivers be going the extra distance, but they will be racing for extra cash thanks to the good folks from Extra Mart.
That's one thing. The faces change in the cars and on the track, but a lot of the faces in the grandstand, they have been the same for 4 decades.
Well, it looks like the lights are off on the safety vehicle at the point provided by Wheelan Engineering. American-made, first name in light sirens and safety services used throughout the world. Connecticut company and New Hampshire-based company. And we salute them for being so supportive of the Whelen All-American Series and the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. On the starter stand, the birthday boy himself, Josh Manfredo, looking him over. They come off turn number 4, and the green is out. And Prucker and Salva are pretty much evenly matched, Matt, but it all changes in turn 2.
Yeah, it changes because that is Salva, who is able to rumble his way into the lead, and the Warhorse is able to gallop into second.
Giddy up go. He moves into the runner-up spot, and Menditto. Oh, and now Jay Goff's car set stranded between turns 1 and 2.
Well, you talk about guys who were off to a rough start.
You know, Jay Goff is a guy that just hasn't had any luck at all. Had one of the fastest cars here during the last time out here at Stafford, and met with misfortune. Worked hard to get the car back together, and tonight he was involved in that mix-up on the first circuit of competition with no lap showing on the board at this time. And now the left rear is down on the number 07 car. And Jay Goff is a real class act guy, one of the senior competitors in our light division here at Stafford.
And he is off to a tough start. 19th and a 13th place finish in the first 2 races, and he has a much better car than that. So if he could get some luck in his direction, we can see exactly how fast he is. Bob Potter given a great ride here in that 2-seater as he gets as close to the action as you could possibly get. That's Danielle Conley of TSI in the car, and he puts you right into the action. You're almost sitting on the lap of the driver of car number 0404, Branden Dion. Branden Dion is an interesting story. He has 10 years of experience. Started like in Mini Cup. He is a former Mini Cup champion at Seekonk. He's won late model races there. 10 years experience. How old do you think he is?
That's a tough one, Matt.
16 years old.
Wow.
Started when he was 6.
So a lot of the youngsters coming up through quarter midgets and go-karting. Monday night, Stafford is the place to be for go-kart competition. The old warhorse Glenn Griswold on the back bumper of the Salva machine. Off the second turn, Nick Salva out in front and pulling away. Griswold moves right into second, Matt, and up to third is Menditto as they head off turn 4.
And Menditto was pretty quick in practice, now quick on the outside. That's podium Paul French, and he is going to scamper his way ahead of Prucker and move into the top 4.
Prucker backing up now on the bottom side of the racetrack. That car apparently not as strong as it was in practice, as now Joey Farino has moved into the top 7.
So the Bear looking to wind it up. He got by Prucker. And now Dion trying to get by Prucker on the outside. So for a rookie driver to make a move like that, it is pretty good. Trying to make a move on the bottom is Menditto. Now he and the Warhorse, Glenn Griswold, have had some instances, had a history with each other over last year. Menditto's rookie season, and it looks like they're going to have some history now as Griswold protects his turf. Here comes Menditto.
Off the turn, Menditto is down to the bottom. Look at Joey Farino. He now moves to the inside of the 77 of Jeremy Sorel, who started in the 14th spot. Joey Farino is up to the 4th position, and the Warhorse just can't shake off the competition there. Meanwhile, Bob Potter, you talk about how he likes to run with these guys. He already passed one of the competitors in giving a ride, and he is now looking at the next target.
I think that pass comes free of charge.
Speaking of targets, look at the bid for second.
As Menditto is all over Griswold like perfume on a movie star, and it's Menditto who puts his foot down in second place.
Down the back straightaway. Farino might have been considered a long shot, but he is the fastest car on the racetrack. 20.136. Farino is a man with a mission tonight as he now moves down underneath Glenn Griswold. That's the challenge for the podium to finish among the top 3. 6 of the 20 laps are now into the record books.
Farino pokes his nostrils underneath Glenn Griswold as they crank it up off the 4th corner. Griswold trapped on the outside. Here comes the mayor, and Joey Farino is in the top 3.
Farino up to third. Glenn Griswold just doesn't give up. Farino shakes off Griswold. He is now comfortably in the 3rd spot. Here comes Sorel with car number 77. Back up front, Nick Salva, the leader of the pack. We've seen him very, very strong, but not as strong as tonight. 8 laps now complete of the 20.
But Menditto is a 1/10 of a second quicker. At least he was on the last lap. Let's see what happens as they polish off lap number 9. Salva, 20.137. Menditto, 20.068. So Menditto a little bit quicker, but Salva still dominates the front of the field.
Fastest lap of the race was a 19.936 for Dylan Menditto. The leader is now starting to feel the heat of car number 29 as he is moving in as they run nose to tail. 10 laps up on the board. Look a little further back. Glenn Griswold is trying to hold off Jeremy Sorel in a battle for the 4th and the 5th spot. Back up front, pair of white cars, glittered in orange and neon, is still contending at the point.
And it is Salva leading by the length of a diving board over the 29 of Menditto. Farino did a great job just to maneuver his way into the top 3. Action for the 4th spot as Griswold has it. And Sorel, the best he has run all season, he will try to dart his way underneath that 79 car.
They are side by side, black car versus white. They almost come together. Griswold still holding on in the 4th spot. Sorel not giving up. Back to the front of the field. It is still Salva, but Menditto is reeling him in as they continue to run nose to tail to the bottom of turn number 1. Salva is still the leader. 7 laps to go, Matt.
And they are running almost identical laps. That time Salva was at 19.97, Menditto at 19.950. So Menditto a little quicker, but not enough to disrupt the rhythm of Nick Salva. Nick Salva, the nephew of Bo Gunning, who has won 3 track championships here at Stafford, as they take off in the jet stream. It is still Nick Salva out in front.
No question about it. Salva still the star of the show. Menditto goes into turn 3 a little bit deeper than Salva does, but down into turn 1, Salva seems to be able to set the pace and hold his line. 5 circuits to go. Meanwhile, Burnham is starting to move to the front of the class. He's now in the 6th spot. Branden Dion is in the 7th spot, and Wesley Prucker is now in the 8th position. 4 circuits remain, Matt.
Remember, DJ Burnham was one of those drivers involved in that first lap altercation, so a pretty good recovery for the driver in his rookie season in an SK Light. Things are starting to turn into a barn burner at the front of the field. They are within handshaking distance. Menditto leading, but sitting on his lap. That is... Here comes Menditto with Salva leading. Menditto goes around. There's sparks on the bottom of that car.
So car number 29, Dylan Menditto, goes spinning between 1 and 2, and it is the story that he was giving it his all, a real racer, going for the gusto.
And then something bit him in between turns 1 and 2. So Menditto had a great run going. Let's go to our infield as a very enthusiastic fan. Danielle Conley has just completed her ride in our 2-seater.
All right, Danielle. With a championship race car driver, Bob Potter, did he give you a good ride out there?
Oh, it was definitely a wild ride. Definitely awesome.
Be you a big fan of the Stafford Motor Speedway and the SK Modifieds?
Sure am.
All right, that's the word from down here on pit lane.
Thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. All right. You know, I think everybody looks forward to getting a ride, but I don't think anybody anticipated what Bob Potter was going to do tonight as he drove the wheels off that 2-seater, and the beneficiary was Danielle, and it could happen to you. So check out our website, and if you have somebody you know who you want to do something nice for, get that person in that car, you can do it. The prices are very affordable and reasonable, and that person will be in your gratitude forever.
We also want to mention that we have a change in the schedule. Following the completion of the SK Light Modifieds, the SK Modified feature will be the next feature. Then we will move the TSI Harley-Davidson 125 ahead of the late model feature event. So the late models will be the last feature on this evening's card.
And it is a very critical restart between Nick Salva and Joey Farino. Farino drifting to the outside, and Salva is back in command.
No doubt about it as they head down the back straightaway. Sorel and Glenn Griswold not giving an inch. They are side by side. And Burnham, we talked just a little bit about him. 2 laps to go. He is now solidly among the top 5 here. Out in front. Still setting the pace, Salva, the leader of the pack. No question about it. As they come off turn number 4. White flag is out. There's no surrendering.
Let's see if Farino has anything left. Making a move now. Do or die time for Joey Farino, and he comes up empty. Salva is able to hold him off as they go into turn 3.
Deep into turn number 3. Salva is there. Farino reels him in. Off turn number 4. On the edge of the seats in the grandstand are the fans, but it'll be Nick Salva to take down the win. Joey Farino, a great run to finish in second. Sorel to finish among the top 3 cars. Glenn Griswold is 4th, and Burnham will round out the top 5.
Branden Dion finished 6th. Wesley Prucker 7th. Podium Paul French 8th. Dylan Menditto, who spun when he was in 2nd place, will finish 9th. And rounding out our 10th position is Todd Dulac. Then it's Rich Hammond in 11th. Jay Goff 12th. Robert Charland in 13th. In 14th, Robert Palmer. Jeff Bosley 15th. Tyler Hines, last time's winner, was 16th. Kopchik in 17th. Chris Gombos 18th, and unfortunately, Goff, Charland, Bosley, Palmer, Hines, Kopchik, and Gombos involved in that first lap mayhem, and that cost them a chance at a good run. Taking advantage of it, he started up front, and he finished up front. Nick Salva, and I think Uncle Bo says that is exactly the way I taught him to do it. You have to give Joey Farino a lot of credit because he came up with out of the blue, a move down into turn number 2. It looked like he might have something for Salva, and that was a wake-up call. And Salva saw it, used his veto power, and he was able to get the win. So Nick Salva, a moment that he will never forget in Napa Victory Lane. And the best ever finish, his career has been brief, but a guy who started on the dirt at Whip City, Jeremy Sorel, finishing in 3rd place. So we are getting ready to send it into Victory Lane as Nick Salva is getting set to climb out. And there he is. And this is something that he will never forget. And there is Uncle Bo, the first one to give him a hug. So a great picture right there. The 3-time champ congratulating our newest winner. I don't know if Bo ever climbed to the roof of the car bed. That must be something exclusive to Nick Salva as we get ready to send it to Napa Victory Lane.
In elated Nick Salva in Victory Lane, first career SK Light win. 2 big challenges for the lead. Talk about your race out there.
We just got out front, and this car just handled so great. I know the 29 reserves was down for a while. We got a little tight, but great car. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I got to thank all my sponsors, JG Pool and Drywall, you know, Gene and Bridget, 2 of the nicest people out there. And Ham's Welding, D&D Auto Works from Tim Donahue, First Class Liquors, Ham's Welding, my crew, everybody. Team effort racing.
For the first, perhaps of many, for Nick Salva, as we will move on back to our 2nd and 3rd place finishers as we're trying to get through the crowd. Got Joey Farino with a big effort to get all the way up to 2nd place.
Why can't I sit down over there? Where do you want me? Right here? Right there.
You survived the early wrecks and you managed to make a challenge for the win.
Oh, thank God. I saw all those guys crossing up in 3 and 4 in the first lap, and I mean, this car's had a wreck magnet attached to it this year. I mean, can't get away with nothing. It hasn't been a testament to all the work that went into it over the winter and how fast this car really is. I mean, everybody has been helping me out. You know, Paul French does phenomenal work with this chassis. Gino from RH2 Radios, if it wasn't for him, financially, he wouldn't be here at all. You got to thank Kurt D'Addario. D'Addario's Auto Service came on board this year. I'm at a loss for words here. Pinto Manufacturing, M&S Products, you know, everybody that's helped me out. Got to thank Kendall, even though she couldn't be here tonight, for dealing with this all winter. And I mean, this is just the start of good things to come here. Just the car's a rocket ship. Was a little bit light on drive off the turn tonight, but survived that wreck, and just glad to be here on the podium in one piece.
A very thankful Joey Farino coming home in the second position. As we'll bring in our third place finisher, Jeremy Sorel, first career podium here at Stafford. Talk about your night out there.
It was a real good night. You know, we started right around 14th or 15th, I think, again. Started in the same spot last week, ended up third too. So 2 top 3s in a row. That's you know, really happy with the car, and you know, my team's doing a great job in giving me this car to race. And you know, it's just great. And hopefully one of these weeks we'll get up here and get a win.
All right, that's Jeremy Sorel, and that is the word from the SK Light Modifieds. Let's send it back to the tower.